actually in Crete where the expression horny first became known. Horny, referring to King Minos and his wife Pasiphae, who fell in love with a bull. And she remembered Daedalus, the great technological inventor. He built her a structure like a cow, a torso of cowhide, in which she might wait and receive her bull. And as she became one with the bull, with no thought of her husband betrayed, look at the sun to see where the wife has strayed. The fruit of her womb was a son, a child with the head of a bull. Cadmus was called upon to find Princess Europe. Instead, he found the bodies of his dead friends. Draken, a dragon, lay on the bodies of the men and hissed. Cadmus thrust his spear into the dragon's back. Suddenly, there was a great noise. Pallas Athene stood before him. "You must rip out the teeth of the dragon," the goddess commanded, "and plant them in the ground." Out of the earth grew troops of armed men. The shame of the house of Minos, however, the child with the head of the bull, the Minos bull, the Minotaur, he was simply locked away. Small children were regularly thrown into the labyrinth for the beast to feed on. The monster's sister, Ariadne, falls in love with one of the Minotaur's victims and cries, "Hey, you over there. First kill the Minotaur. Second, I'm in love with you." Theseus killed the monster, and everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Zagreus, the child with the horns. Juno ordered the soldiers to kill this son of a snake, the fruit of the union between Zeus and Persephone. To fulfill their duty, the murderers approach. Too late. Just as Zagreus recognizes the trap, they push him towards the moving cauldron, ripping him into 1,000 pieces, which they stick on sticks to roast him greedily over the fire. Attracted by the smell of something tasty roasting, Zeus, the father, arrives. And as he understands the reason for the feast, he jolts a bolt of lightning to the earth that sends the Titans, the murderous mercenaries of Juno, to their fiery deaths. They fall from flame to ashes, and along with them Zagreus, all of them ashes to dust. Out of the ashes of Zagreus and the Titans, Prometheus formed the family tree of mankind. Humans may be the first mortals, yet they are blessed with the courage of Cadmus, who selflessly took revenge against a dragon, with the passion of Pelops, as well as with the princess's rational love. These are the qualities of humankind: the sensuality of Venus, the intellect of Athene, the knowledge of Daedalus, and the genius of Vulcan. In the end, humans are heaven and earth, but heaven and hell at the same time. Hardly risen out of the ashes, they are eaten up by greed, hate, jealousy, anger, and envy. They believe themselves to be Zeus, the god. In his name, they kill one another, or die by their own hand. Heaven and earth, they were in love, and in this they were almost human. The earth is a battlefield. Everything flows. Nothing endures.